our generation is kind of starved for a voice of accountability. I think that a lot of women in our generation and the millennials are told that like men are the problem. They should, you know, throw vitriol at men, and the problems in modern dating are all their fault. And we're not looking at like ways that we could improve this situation. And if I wanted to get specific, I mean like women need to be more exclusive about who they have sex with. In fact, like they shouldn't be having sex before marriage, in my opinion. That if we were going to keep going with the most controversial dating take, that is mine, I think.
I think that would be a turnoff for a man, though.
If what?
I don't think they would stay with me if I said I wanted to wait until marriage.
It depends on the man. I think that if he's just in it for sex, then obviously it's a turnoff. Yeah. It depends on what he's looking for. If a man is looking for a serious relationship and he's marriage-minded, then what's a year, 2 years maybe of waiting compared to a lifetime?
Yeah, I agree for the most part, but also I think like being physical with somebody is also like, for me, a big part in a relationship as well. So I feel like
it is a big part. I just think it's one
wait.
that's only for marriage.
Okay.
Rachel, can I have you scoot your microphone to your right? Yeah. All right, so we have Mark likes Brecky. Thank you for the 50, man. Hi, Brecky and Rachel. Brecky, I had a super good pickup line, but then I thought, gosh, she's so pretty, and I forgot. Any chance I could turn that L into a W and hold on.
Damn. Just to go on an E
Any chance
date.
I could turn that L into a W and could get you to go on an E coffee date with me if I promise to not forget your birthday? Hello?
Well, hi, Mark.
I'm
Becky
down.
answered-
Sure, when?
She is down. Thank you, Mark, for that. Appreciate it. Did you get a response?
No, I think he knows. I've been friends with him since kindergarten.
Lauren, any luck on your ends?
Wow, they're so
Okay.
fake. They didn't, any of them are respond.
All right.
Bummer.
I'm just going to say, wow,
Bummer.
you're fake.
I know, literally, wow.
Okay.
And they not responding.
I'll read this while it's up. Nobody important. Thank you for the 50. Brian, you're gold. Sending my resume. Hey, thank you, man. I suppose I'll check my email after the show. Okay, so your most controversial dating take is, just remind me, what is it again?
I don't think that any women should be having premarital sex if they're trying to find a serious, long-term, monogamous relationship,
Do you
especially
think,
marriage.
I mean, but do you think having premarital sex precludes you from having, I don't suspect that's your position, but do you think it precludes women from being able to get a long-term relationship or marriage?
Well, it depends on the level of discernment they have. I mean, if you're in a long-term monogamous relationship where you're having premarital sex, then, you know, that's certainly possible, but I think your relationship can only succeed in spite of that. It delays commitment from men. What is, I mean, essentially, I'm not saying that sex is the only thing that women can offer, but that is a huge thing that you're just giving up before there's been any sign of commitment from a man. I mean, essentially,
Sure.
like, not having premarital sex incentivizes a man to commit to you in a huge way. It shouldn't be
does,
the
yes.
only incentive, certainly.
Sure. Are you religious? Are you Christian or
I'm Catholic, yeah.
Catholic? Okay. Well, I mean, that certainly makes sense within in a religious context.
But I also think it makes sense in a secular one.
Sure, I agree with you. However, I think the dating landscape as it is currently, I think definitely most people are not waiting until marriage.
Yeah,
So,
they aren't.
yeah. I mean, what is the term? The genie is out of the bottle. I mean,
Not for individuals. I mean, individuals can make whatever choices they want. And,
No.
you know, if you've had premarital sex, that doesn't prevent you from making the choice to wait with a certain person as well. But it is
yes.
proven that, like, with the number of sexual partners that a woman has before marriage, it exponentially increases the likelihood of divorce.
no, you're right. The more,
Even with just one partner and two, like, low body counts.
yeah. Well, the more premarital sexual partners you have, the greater likelihood of reporting relationship dissatisfaction, the higher likelihood of infidelity, higher likelihood of divorce.
Yeah.
So
I'm not like a
you're right.
statistician or whatever.
Well, I mean,
know of
they've
that
done studies on
stat,
it.
yeah.
They've definitely done studies on it. But, I think the thing is that women control access to sex. So women dictate whether there is a hookup culture or not.
Yeah.
So while men, to some degree, and really it's the top tier of men, the top 10, top 20% of men, to some degree obviously play into it. Men will obviously welcome easy access to sex. However, at the end of the day, women are the ones who decide when sex happens.
Yeah.
So if we want to see us straying away from a hookup culture, women are going to have to lead the charge on that. I think men perhaps have some, if you want to be really tradcon, you can say men have some role in terms of being leaders in that realm. But the difference is men have different sexual strategies. So, and this is on a biological evolutionary level. So men's sexual strategy is to basically spread the seed, because we can impregnate 30 women in a month. Whereas as a woman, you can only get pregnant in that last 9 months, right? So women's sexual strategy is get the best man that you can get, whereas men, it's sleep with as many women as you can get. In terms of a sexual strategy. Now, in terms of having children, obviously men are going to want to have, want to be there to raise the child, but that's a different conversation. But the way the dating landscape is that men are not really incentivized to commit, because women will have sex with a dude on the first, second, third date.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's necessarily wrong, but that would explain where we find ourselves with hookup culture. And I don't think men or women are particularly satisfied with the status quo.
No, they're not.
So
I don't think they're willing to admit maybe the reasons why they're not satisfied with the status quo of dating right now, because it requires them to look at their own behavior.
Does anyone on this side of the table would like to say anything?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No?
All right.
I just think, like, if you are like in a relationship, you're not married yet, but if you think that you're gonna be with that person like forever, I don't see
You
like
can
what's
think
the harm.
that about a lot of people.
What's the harm in like having sex before marriage?
You can think that you're going to be with a lot of different people forever, and you can't just go off of emotions. Like, they can be very deceiving. And, even loving someone can't always last forever.
Hold on.
Super chatted $99.99.
Thank you, man.
A woman decides when sex happens, but a man decides who he marries. A man peaks later in life financially, while a woman peaks in her early 20s, so women need to be aware of what they do early in their life and really think about marriage earlier on.
Yeah.
Yo, HM, thank you for the big $100 super chat. Really appreciate it, man. Okay, so let me ask a question related to this. How long do you guys wait until you have sex with someone? Do you have a 3-date rule? Just kind of feeling it out?
Sorry.
Could be the first night.
There's no rule for me, but like definitely not like soon, like like months.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say like when the time feels right, but definitely not within the first like few times we're hanging out.
Okay, what about you?
Well, personally, I have like, it's like my own sort of rule that I guess like the next person that I do have sex with will probably like be my boyfriend. Like, I'd be in a relationship with them, just because for me, like, sex is obviously like very personal. Like, it's an intimate thing to do with it's an intimate thing to do with someone. So, that's just my own preference though, like, to each their own. But like, for me, if I was to have sex with someone, it would have to be the next person that I'm in a relationship with.
Okay. Next person so you would want to, because of what you currently want, would you want to wait?
Honestly, like, in my opinion, it's not like a big thing for,
Sure.
for me. Like, it's not like when I meet someone, that's not like the first thing that I'm thinking. Like, I think that emotional intimacy is something that you build with someone. And so therefore, like, when I'm in a relationship, like, that would be something for me and my partner to discuss, figure out, like, going through the relationship.
So you mean discuss having sex?
yeah, or like, you know, just what like it's, I guess, boundaries, like what
Sure.
you're comfortable with, like moving
Yeah.
forward. I mean, like, because there's a difference when you first start dating someone versus like you've been dating for months or years, and obviously
Okay.
there's
Mhm.
like it's boundaries.
Okay. So you two said kind of wait a while, or
Yeah, well, until it like feels right, obviously, but like not soon. Like
Not
as as,
soon.
like,
I think there are hazards in serial monogamy as well, though. Like, if you're in a bunch of exclusive monogamous relationships, whether they're short or long term, and you have sex with each of those people because you're in a relationship, I don't think that standard really works, because it still is like inhibiting your ability to pair bond in the future. So whether you're only having sex with people that you're official with, or you're hooking up with strangers, it's equally inhibiting your ability to pair bond with a, you know, forever lifetime partner. In fact, maybe the serial monogamy is worse because your emotions are far more involved with each breakup.
okay, so you said a
I mean,
while.
I've only dated 2 people, honestly, and like, so I'm only 18.
Yeah.
Okay.